All right, so Mod 3, Unit 4, again, functions. This is really focusing on linear functions, so functions that are lines. Um, just a reminder, our most common um, uh, formula, we've always written it like this. Y equals mx plus b. Point slope, I'm sorry, a slope intercept form where this is the slope. This, whatever's added on or subtracted at the end, is the y-intercept. And when we're talking about functions, though, we usually don't use the letter y. Sometimes we do. They're interchangeable. But, but you're going to see this notation, f of x. So a function of x, meaning x, you're going to find x somewhere over here. Probably, usually. Um, so in this case, if I had a linear function, I could express it as f of x equals mx plus b. Same idea, right? It's just f of x and y are fairly interchangeable in their meaning, what they represent. Um, Now, this is kind of weird. I have e and I have p of e. So it doesn't have to be f of, it could be m of, p of, although m of would make this one a little bit more confusing. So they're using e and p of e. Well, and they tell us it's linear. So let's look at our points here. So that this is, we'll think of it as x, think of this as y. So the point that it has here is negative 4, 4. So let me do 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Great straight lines, Mr. Hanson. Okay. 0, 1. So 0, 1. Oh, that's actually really, really helpful. 0, 1. They've given me b. They've given me the place where it crosses the y-axis. I also know that the slope here is negative. I don't need to draw in the other points. I could. 1, 2, 3, 4, negative 2. That's another point that this one goes through. But I really, if I have 2 points, that's plenty. So starting with the left point and trying to find the slope, how far down did I go? I went, well, I could look at the chart. Starting at this point and going to this point, how much did my y value go down by? My y value started at 4 and it ended at 1. So you can use the points in the chart, these values in this chart, to help us with that. This had a y coordinate of 4 and it went down to 1. So 1, 2, 3. So I went down 3. And then my x coordinate started at negative 4 and ended at 0. So we went over 1, 2, 3, 4. So this slope of the line that goes through here is down 3, down 3. So the slope is down 3 over 4. So negative 3/4. So looking here, that's not correct. That's not correct. So it looks like that's the correct answer. And when you're dealing with functions, you are going to be dealing with slope-intercept form. Functions always require you to use slope-intercept form. All right, so let's scroll down here a little bit. The values in the table represent a line. We have x and mx. Okay, so I know it's slope-intercept form. And they want us to write the function rule. That basically means the pattern. What's the pattern? What's the equation? The rule. Using function notation. So they do want us to use m of x. So my answer is going to say m of x at some point. And now, do I know the slope? Well, let's take a look. I like to draw pictures, so oh my goodness, I am my lines. It's really, really hard on this tablet to draw straight lines. I am watching the screen anyway, you don't care. So negative 9, negative 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, negative 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So negative 9, negative 7. Let's do this real quick. Negative 9, negative 7. And then this other point, negative 6, negative 5. I'm going to do this point here, 3, 1. So 1, 2, 3, 1. The only reason I'm doing is I'd like to pick one point that's over here, one point over here, so I can see where it crosses the y-axis. And then this line's not going to be perfect, but let's see if we can get the auto. There we go. Okay, so as I'm looking at this, it looks like the y-intercept is around -1, just by eyeballing it. It might turn out to be that, but usually you need to know it exactly. Okay, so let's look. Starting on the left point and making my way, let me write the point here. This is 3, 1. It helps me to focus kind of on the coordinate that I want to focus on. So I'm looking at the y coordinates. So if I started at -7, by the way, positive slope going uphill from left to right, negative slope would be going down. So starting at -7 and ending at 1, I went up 8. Oops, too far. So I went up 8, and now using my x coordinates, started at -9, ended at 3. So then I went over 12, right? -9 to here to 0 is 9, and then I had to go another 3. So I went to 12. So this slope is 8 over 12. 8 over 12. K12 is not going to like that, by the way. 8/12 x. And so I'm going to guess it's -1, but let's do this. Let's call it B, because I don't know what it is yet. I just think it's -1, but your drawing is never going to be perfect. And now let's go ahead and calculate what B happens to be. Let's plug in another point. I'm going to plug in -6, -5. So -5 is my result. So I place that, that's my y coordinate, equals 8/12 times -6 plus B. And I'm going to solve for B. So I'm going to get B by itself. So I plug this in for x and this in for y. No, I guess not y, m of x. And now we do a little bit of algebra here. I'm going to go ahead and multiply this first. So this is going to be -48 over 12 is -4. So I get -4 plus b equals -5. And then you just solve for b. So I'm going to add 4 to both sides. I like the result because it matches with my graph. -1 equals b. That's what I was hoping to see, because it looked like it was crossing at -1 over there. So then I can replace b with -1 wherever it crosses. K12 is not going to like this. We can reduce that. That becomes 4/3. So this is 4/3 x minus 1. This is all very doable. There's a lot of steps, but we can do it. Okay, this function graphed here, what is the function's rule? They're telling, and it looks like it's a line. So they're saying use the slope-intercept form of the line. So it is. This one's much easier than the one we just did, because they gave us the y-intercept. And I know another point. Let's look and see if it, it looks like this is it looks like it goes through that point. So I'm going to use that for my slope. Okay, so here's what I know. They're telling us this is f of x. So I'm going to use f of x. I wonder if in K12 you tried to type m of x, if it would mark it wrong. Equals, let's see, what's my slope? So I'm going to go from start on the left-hand side, the left point. I'm going to go down 1, 2, and then over 1, 2, 3. So I went down 2 over 3. That's my slope. And I'm going to multiply it times x. And since where it crossed is 3, I have plus 3 at the end. So there, you're done. When they give you graph and they give you the y-intercept, you should be thanking them. Thank you. Okay, these next two here, so this one on the left and this one on the right, is asking us, hey, what would you get if you plugged in 2? And in this case, they gave us a graph. In this case, they gave us the formula. They gave us the equation. So if they give us the graph, it's kind of easy. F of 2 means what's the y coordinate? What is the y coordinate when x equals 2? Okay, so I'm going to go over my graph. This is really easy to do. So I'm going to go over to x equals 2, and I'm either going to go up or go down till I reach my graph. There. What does it look like the coordinates of that point are? 2, comma, looks like negative 3. So then we would say f of 2, f of, oh, f of 2 equals negative 3. That's it. When they give you the graph, you just have to use it to go up or down until you hit it. So if they said, what's f of 10? F of 10, they're saying when I plug in x equals 10, what does y equal? Let's look. So let's go across to x equals 10 right here. Okay, we don't see much of the graph, but I think we see enough. Let's go up until we're on the graph. So it looks like the y coordinate is 1. So f of 10 is 1. It's the y coordinate. They didn't give us the equation, they gave us the graph, and that's actually just as easy. If I said, what's f of negative 2? F of negative 2. Okay, let's go over to negative 2. Let's go up or down till we reach the function. Okay, it's down here. Where does it look like it crosses? At negative 5. F of 2 would be negative 5. That's it. So that's pretty easy. I think this is also pretty easy. Sometimes it can be confusing because it could be more work. F of 13. They want to know, what does the function equal if in place of a, I substitute 13? What would I get if I plug 13 in place of a? Okay, well, let's try it. Everywhere I see an a in the equation, we're going to put 13. Oh, here's an a. I want to put 13. And we get 17 minus 13 is 4. So I would say f of 13 is 4. If I asked you, what is f of 2? That means let's figure out what the function is when a equals 2. In place of a, we're putting 2. In place of a, we're putting 2. So it's going to be 17 minus 2. That's 15. So we would say f of 2. That's the proper way to say this. F of 2 equals 15. And we're done. Awesome.